Thank you for tuning into our seller interview series. Up today, we've got a service business for sale in the travel niche. Created in April 2011, this business makes $15,048 per month in net profit, and the listing number for the business is 44479. We do these interviews to give potential buyers more information about both the seller and the businesses they're looking to purchase. We hope these insights are helpful for you in making a buying decision. We've got the seller with us today to go through the business and cover everything from niche selection to traffic and monetization. Thank you for coming on today, Charbel.
It's a pleasure to be here.
I really do appreciate you being here. This is, I know, a wonky time for you, so we'll just try to get through this, and maybe you can take a power nap before the day starts.
Okay, I'm mentally prepared. I've been up all night, and I'm happy to go ahead with this interview.
Awesome. Before we start, I want to go ahead and run through a quick summary of the business. Again, the business was built in April of 2011, has a monthly revenue of $25,098, expenses of $10,050 to make for a net profit of $15,048, which is generated on a 12-month average. Included in the sale of this business are the domain, site content and files, client list, Facebook page, and subcontractor list for hiring a manager. Charbel, can you tell us a little bit about your background in building and running online businesses?
So I don't have a specific background as an internet marketer or an online business entrepreneur, but I am a migration professional by trade. And over the years, I haven't been a very good operational manager. I do think that my personal attributes have prevented this business from growing to where it could have been, because I have spent a significant amount of time focusing on servicing my clients and completing my casework, as opposed to running and growing my business. So I do spend a lot, if not the majority of my time, working in my business as opposed to working on my business.
So why have you decided to sell it today?
I do have a number of reasons for wanting to sell. The main one being is I'm looking for a new opportunity elsewhere. Another field does interest me more. As I mentioned to you previously, I'm happy to admit that I'm not a very good operational manager, as opposed to a practitioner who has been diligently servicing his clients over the years. And having said that, I haven't focused at all on growing a business or growing my business to the level where it should and can be. And these claims are evidenced by the fact that I'm generating the revenue I am generating as a result of the limited organic traffic that I do receive.
And you and I spoke a little before the call about this, but the large majority of your traffic is organic traffic.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. And what do you do to try to generate traffic outside of that organic traffic?
I don't do anything to generate traffic outside of the organic traffic that I do receive. I do have a social media page, but unfortunately, I don't spend much time on it. I don't spend any time on it, as would be evident from whoever takes a look at the page. So again, in terms of my prior focus on growing this business, I haven't actually done that. I've been focused on working as a sole practitioner, servicing my clients, and shutting down at the end of the day there. I haven't really paid any attention to building a substantial business operation, but the opportunity is there. And I have previously sought to test the hypothesis by advertising in a well-known employment website. I'm looking for qualified subcontractors who were looking for either additional revenue for their business or were interested in working from home. So the opportunity is there. I have received significant expressions of interest from qualified professionals who were interested in working in their capacity as subcontractors to my business.
So with the, fact that pretty much, every single person who comes to your site is coming organically, and you are providing a service in the travel niche. You help customers with immigration to a popular country, and you've had some celebrities go to your site. How did you get found?
To clarify, it wasn't the celebrity themselves, but either their manager or event producer who contacted me for assistance with those matters.
But even still, I mean, that's a good correction, but that person still had to find you. Are you, ranking high for a lot of the keywords in that niche?
With a particular keyword, I would say I am ranking high enough to obtain or to receive inquiries on a daily basis. Yes, I'd say so.
So you mentioned that you spend a lot of time working in the business. What do you do for work on the business on a week-to-week basis?
So for work on a business, I don't really do much, to be honest. All of my time is spent working in the business, which involves responding to client inquiries, responding to new inquiries, working on client files and other administrative matters relating to performing the service I've been contracted to complete.
And do you work on the business alone? You don't have any employees or anything like that?
No, I don't have any employees.
Have you looked at outsourcing? I know that you have a list of subcontractor list for hiring a manager. You've looked at that. Is there a reason you haven't done it yet?
There are a number of reasons why I haven't done that. The main one being is that my interests are elsewhere. I have set this business up in 2011 and I am looking for a fresh opportunity at the moment. Obviously not right away, but I would be very grateful for a little bit of a break before I pursue alternative interests. I'm definitely not interested in pursuing another business activity in this profession.
What do you feel are some of the major opportunities for growth that a new owner has to look forward to?
Well, the fact is there are no companies out there who possess a dominant market share of the migration profession in any part of the world. And the profession is dominated by individuals who are either sole practitioners such as myself or small business operators. Now, what sets me apart from the rest of my competition is that my services have been trusted by a handful of high-profile individuals, sporting professionals, large organizations. So it's my experience level which sets me apart from my competition and has resulted in the ability of my business to generate the revenue it has, irrespective of the fact that I don't generate much web traffic and nor do I engage in any marketing activity whatsoever. Now, the opportunity to aggregate the supply of migration professionals is there because I've tested the market and there is a large pool of subcontractors or individuals who are willing to work as subcontractors to my business. The opportunity, I'd say, is there for a skilled marketer who can assume management or operational role in my business and hopefully generate traffic that will have the cumulative effect of increasing revenue.
So you mentioned that you are one of the dominators in the market for immigration in this specific country, correct?
Look, I wouldn't want to refer to myself as a dominator, but I would like to more accurately refer to myself as a senior practitioner who's done the right thing by his clients since 2011.
So you don't feel like, is competition a big risk for this business?
I wouldn't say competition is a risk. What I think has been my strong point is the ability for individuals, not only in the country that I'm in, but also from countries all around the globe, to trust the services that I provide and to send me thousands of dollars each month to perform the service they expect me to. I've serviced clients, again, not only in the country that I'm in, but from all over the globe, people who I've never met and people who have never sat down with me face to face. I have worked with clients who I've met with face to face, and I have worked with clients who have never seen me before.
What are some of the major risks for the business that a new owner will encounter?
The immigration business is one that's obviously affected by the economic and political climate of any country in the world. But in saying that, I was first qualified as a migration professional during the GFC, or just after the GFC had occurred. And the general fear at the time was that the migration industry in the country that I was in was going to collapse, and it hasn't actually collapsed. There's always a demand for a professional to provide a service related to immigration for the country that I'm in, because it is one of the more popular countries in the world to migrate to.
Would you commit to a non-compete?
Yes, I would.
And how much support are you willing to offer a new owner during the transition period?
All right. So I'm happy to ensure the new owner is trained in the workflow, which involves what happens when the client first makes the inquiry right until through to when the service is completed. I'd also like to ensure that all current client obligations are met. So I'm not going to walk away from any obligation that's outstanding to an existing client. And I will also provide the necessary support required for the onboarding of new contractors who will take over my duties as a consultant.
And, I think that's something that's really important to look at with this business. You're able to hire contractors to take over a lot of the work, as you said. So a new owner could come in and make this a pretty passive business for them. And given the, business model, payment is made when, in 50% when a contract is signed and 50% prior to completion of services. So, it seems to me that this business could be a winner because it's not going to, potentially couldn't be too time intensive for a new owner, as well as, pretty steady revenue as is shown by the last year.
Correct. So if the new owner is not interested in increasing the current revenue, then the amount of time they would spend working on this business per week would be a fraction of the amount of time that I spend working on the business.
Would you be open to something such as an earnout?
Unfortunately, I won't, and I'd be happy to discuss my reasons why with an interested purchaser if I were faced with that scenario.
Awesome. Charbel, thank you so much. I do have one final question. Before we get to that, I want to go ahead and run through the quick summary of the business again.
Okay, no problem.
The business was built in April of 2011, has a monthly revenue of $25,098, expenses of $10,050 to make for a net profit of $15,048, which is generated on a 12-month average. Included in the sale of this business are the domain, site content and files, client list, Facebook page, subcontractor list for hiring a manager. Charbel, can you, in your own words, give me your best 30-second pitch on why this is a business worth buying?
Look, this is a business where the income generated could be passive for the new owner. They won't need to spend very much time working on the business if they're not particularly interested in generating more revenue. Otherwise, there exists a significant opportunity for growth in the untapped marketing channels, which I haven't spent any time pursuing. I'm also very happy to provide whatever support is required to ensure that there is a smooth transition over to the new owner.
And I think another thing that's worth mentioning is that this business is dealing with immigration to a very popular country. So it's not like the demand is going to be going away.
Yeah.
Well, I do really appreciate you being here with me. I know it is plenty late for you, and I apologize for keeping you so late, but I do appreciate you being with me today.
Not a problem, Jake. It was a pleasure on my end. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for yours. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe to our channel. And if you want more information, the link will be below the video that will take you to this marketplace listing. If you're watching this on the listing site and want more information, become a depositor today. When you make the deposit, one of our business advisors will be in contact with you. You'll be given everything you need to review this business. Have a great day.